Hi there! I recently finished the reparation of my cardiophylax, and now that this is done, I can answer some questions. One of the questions I got asked frequently was, why is the Provocator only equipped with one greave on the left leg? And there are a few reasons why that is. One of the reasons is your battle stance as a Provocator. Provocatores fight with a shield in the left hand and your left side facing your enemy. Therefore, your left leg is in front and is in reach of your enemy's attack. So you need something to protect your leg, and therefore you use a metal shin guard. Your right leg, on the other hand, is way out of reach and therefore it doesn't need protection. Why is it out of reach? Because the Provocator uses a sword that is fairly short, and to reach your right leg, which is behind, you would have to open up, and an opened up defense invites enemies to attack and counter you, and you would lose the fight. So you won't attack the right leg because it's just not viable. One other aspect that is important is the protection of your left knee, because the left leg is in front. If you use your shield and you get hit, you will bash your shield onto your knee. That hurts and it can cause damage. To prevent that, you will use a metal greave to soften the blow so that your knee won't get destroyed, actually. Lastly, there is also a cultural historical aspect. If you look at ancient warriors, they often used whatever type of armor they can afford or get their hands on. And if they were using a helmet, some kind of helmet, and a large shield, the last bit that was exposed to enemy attacks was the shin, therefore they used that. If you look at ancient like Hastati or Principes or any other fighter like Greek hoplites, you will see that they often used greaves. And they often used greaves only on that part that mattered, that was in reach of your enemies. If it wasn't, you didn't have to spend money you probably didn't have on armor that you didn't need. And these are a few reasons why the Provocator was only equipped with one greave on the left side. Another question I got was, why do I have a tail, a coda? The real reason is we don't actually know, but from reconstruction we know that it moves very beautifully during combat, and it gives like a visual presentation or a visual aspect to the fight. Another question I got was about footwear, because I presented the Provocator without any shoes. And I did it because a lot of iconography shows gladiators fighting barefoot. We know that gladiators fought in arenas, amphitheaters that were filled with sand. So there wasn't really a need for wearing shoes inside the arena. Also, even though a foot would have been exposed, it wasn't a viable target because you are using rather short weapons. And to reach a distant point like a foot on the ground with a rather short dagger-esque sword is difficult. So you won't go for that.